Alright, here we go. What up, Jaden? And there we go. Now you should be able to hear Selena as well. Oh no, I can't hear you at all. Yeah, you're completely silent on my end. Ah, fun. Give me a moment. Okay, go ahead and talk.
No, you go ahead and talk.
Okay, cool.
What'd you do?
I hung up and hopped back in. Now I can hear you again.
I'm gonna internalize that as that you hate me.
No.
Ah.
Okay, let's go ahead and transition it over. Sweet, welcome back to the stream. It's court time. We're going to a trial. And,
Oh, do you want to stream on Discord so I can...
Oh, right. My bad. I have to do that too. I forgot to set that up. I'm still new to the whole streaming through my computer thing. There we go. And oh, geez. Stop. No. Discord. I don't want to look at... There. Confirm. I don't need to see my stream. Only Selena does. Okay. So, we're finalizing the second design. Selena pretty much has the first design done. We just have to get it transferred over to computer and then get the colors on it and everything. But otherwise, the shirts are coming along pretty well. We're working on the Knuckles as fuck one, but the fuck, yeah, no fuck. Yeah. Selena, are you talking?
No.
Okay, cool. I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Selena got a new tablet, and that's been helping her out. It's time to go to the courtroom. So ominous.
Right? Jeez.
Here everyone is. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
Hello! 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 He's multiplied?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I saw your Discord. So Jaden said I'm some sort of hyped about the shirts. I saw your Discord description, your bio. I translated it, and it was shitty translation, but I could read
Wrong.
it.
Wrong.
Not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
Whichever one is a bitch ass. I mean, I like just in the elevator already.
It's a fake
Boy,
accent.
tough crowd.
You're not playing along.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train, elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
There's probably multiple
Please.
Monokumas in the building at one time.
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already, I didn't do it for serious.
For serious.
That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume? Or the note?
Well, no, but...
How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Liar.
Hey,
Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that.
This isn't the place to talk about it.
Save your Save your accusations. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
Oh, how long is this game?
That's right.
I don't know how many chapters are in it, but, probably
I think
at
after
least
this,
10.
I think after this we'll take a not a like a small little break and play a different game just to keep it spicy.
Yeah,
Because I like this, but like it, we can
Yeah.
play other games.
like Ace Attorney. No, I'm joking.
Or Sonic.
Yeah, like Sonic. I'm gonna do some Yu-Gi-Oh! Tomorrow. Maybe some more Monkey Ball. Definitely see about Rocket League.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin.
Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is... someone right here. How much you want to bet Hifumi's not dead still?
You know what? I'll take you up on that.
I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. Oh, it's so not crowded now.
Right? Further and further down into insanity. Jeez.
I know. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors
Dinner's
slid
ready.
open. What?
Dinner's ready. That was the sound effect. Sorry, that reminded me of.
Oh.
Ding! Oh, sorry. I was microwaving burritos.
I like to imagine Monokuma eating fucking pizza rolls during the trial.
Okay, Jaden.
Bye. Or, I guess, see you later.
When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school is slowly reaching its climax.
just the worst.
Only because of you.
He changed up the room.
Yeah.
Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What?
Well, what?
Well,
You really hate me so much, but I'm so cute.
Come on.
We were watching Battle Kitty today, and I have to say,
I love that show.
it's so good.
It's so good.
Ignore that.
No. It offended me. I'm gonna cancel you. I'm gonna tell everyone that you like One Piece.
You and your brother made that joke, like last night, or was it Thursday, as well?
What?
You canceled.
Canceled. It's funny.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial.
By the way,
Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it.
before we really get into the trial, I want to talk about something I noticed today in my analysis book of My Hero Academia that I bought.
I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
Minetta's fucking stats are surprisingly good.
Oh yeah.
The fact that he's not a glass cannon, but like his stats are better than some of the other class members. Like, I love Koda, but fucking his stats are just not gonna get him anywhere. And I wouldn't say Minetta is better than, what's his name? Ojiro? Because Ojiro is a really good all-rounder. But, like, when you take into account that only 4 of the 5 stats they give every student really counts towards how good they are as a hero, holy shit, are Minetta's stats good. He only has 1 of those 4 stats that actually count that is shit. And it's power. And he's a pure support. So he doesn't need power. He has an A in technique, a B+ in speed, and an A+ in wits.
Oh yeah.
That is right below the highest tier anyone has, except for goddamn All for One. All for One has S+ in everything. Minetta also has an E in common sense, but that 5th stat is literally just either an extra bit that helps explain their quirk, or an extra bit that helps explain their personality. So it doesn't really count towards how well of a hero they make. As much, anyways.
Yahoo! I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats.
But yeah, Minetta is surprisingly really well built for a hero. A deadly judgment. A deadly class trial. Yes, let's save real quick, because fuck that save button. Fucking love it. Make sweet love to it. Set skills. Sweet! Lost in Thought will be super useful. Cool and Composed would be super useful as well. Let's see. Increase damage to the opponent. Yep, want to keep that. Increase bullet capacity. I don't think I really need these. But Melodious Voice will be good. Cool and Composing is great, and Lost in Thought can be useful. So many skills I still haven't gotten. Finish preparations. Here we go. All rise.
Let's
Please raise your
begin with a
flagpoles.
basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Yep.
If you
Wanna go to
can
the
figure
bathroom
out
while he
who
says
done it, then I'll punish everyone beast now then.
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
I keep forgetting she's like French or German.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
That's rich coming from a serial killer.
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
Quite compelling for someone who set it all up, huh,
It
Celeste?
points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer? Or, before anything else, we have to make that clear. Here we go. Yasuhiro's message.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints,
Whoops. Not it.
No, that's wrong.
Oh god, did I just fuck myself?
Are we sure Hiro really made...
what do you mean?
Oh, never mind. I guess I got it right by complete and total accident. Oh my god. How?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote.
Well, what's
asking
going on?
everyone
Sorry, I was
to
in the
meet up
bathroom.
after Alter Ego disappeared.
I
funny?
accidentally fired my gun and got it right.
Nice.
I was trying to fire the silencer to get rid of some background
The
noise.
handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
I'm a total himbo. Come on, guys.
You guys are putting a lot of faith in me.
You're putting a lot of faith in me. I got scammed into buying a glass ball that I was told was made of crystal.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
What?
Then who was in that Robo Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
Hey Jaden, welcome back. You missed out on me
Hi.
accidentally firing the gun with the evidence on the correct statement. So I almost fucked myself over, but got it right by complete and total whoops.
Woo!
Also, I do not think there's a second suit. I think Hiro was just unconscious in that suit the whole time.
The suspicious
Yeah.
individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course, he passes it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo Justice suit?
I don't know, Morgana. But I'm gonna take a second.
Hiro.
I got it!
The Illuminati! Holy
Thinking
shit!
Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Is Brown John Cena?
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
Oh, Sakura? No, it couldn't have been Sakura. She has alibis.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Thank you, Byakuya. Go fuck yourself.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo Justice suit.
Yep.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
Oh, I
And
forgot
what
you were there.
reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Makoto, clarify it.
Oh, god damn it. Okay,
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
Shut the
So
fuck up.
what is it?
But
What
go
needs
on.
to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
That's redundant. Certain particular items. Some
Wow,
high
not
class
that you're
rich
supposed
kid
to be
you
a
are.
smart guy. Yeah.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Oh, god damn it.
Makoto.
Can you tell us what you were?
That one.
It's the repository dolly and the blue tarp.
I got it!
Yeah.
Got it!
There's still one more thing.
What?
The blue tarp. I hadn't presented the blue tarp. It
I
was
got it!
separate.
They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with
So,
the attitude?
let's see if I can explain.
Let me explain.
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Yup.
And when we found it for the second time,
Sorry.
it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room.
Yep.
So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
The dollar.
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
I have played Hollow Knight. I own it on PC. If I can get it running well enough, I'll see about streaming it too.
But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
Ooh.
So did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
When Taka's body reappeared, so did Barbie.
No.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yes, because there are fucking bloodstains on the tires and in the room where the blood pool
That
was.
dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Blood
There
on the
is no
tires.
shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Holy shit, she's gotten
Damn,
condescending this chapter.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
And you're rarely fucking lucky like me, so... One middle finger, two middle fingers, and look, you forgot I have a gun! If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to bullet... God damn it! Reloading. We're gonna add one more ingredient. Ugh. You'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. Just locking on and pressing the triangle button won't be enough to handle them. Oh, shit. The square button now has to function along with the X triangle buttons. Oh, jeez. Good luck and have fun. Oh, what the fuck? I'm on this already?
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool.
What
So
was it?
pathetic.
Shit.
Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
I couldn't remember how to activate the one thing. That would have been useful to me.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
Yeah, I'll definitely see about trying Hollow Knight, because Lena was actually talking about that.
Yep.
Today. And Hollow Knight is just such a good game.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository.
I'm a little flimmy. I didn't mean to make that noise into the mic.
So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
It registered on my side. It just probably wasn't loud enough, which is good. Also, no, I'm telling you, it's Celeste, the ultimate gambler. I don't think it's Sakura. Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that
Well,
much?
anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
The main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
It's me. Makoto just, like, does the one thing where the girl, like, drinks gasoline and then transforms into a car.
No, that's fucking cursed.
I'm the robot. Makoto, what do you mean? Just leaves.
Bye.
I'm telling
I'm
you, it's
not sure
Sakura.
that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Hina, if you would wear the suit again, I think you said it perfectly the first time you tried it on. Now tell me, Hina, how well can you move in this suit? I can't bend at the waist. There you fucking go.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Make your argument. Robo Justice costume, loaded.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body...
Actually, let me look at the controls real quick. Wrong thing. No, right thing. Fire truth bullet. Open handbook menu, fast forward argument, silencer. Concentrate is R1. Got it.
Body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly does...
Well, yeah. All you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly, no
Shit.
problem. So the killer just carted the body.
If you accept, then you must
missed
realize that
it.
sorry,
You can do it.
I don't think I realized. As we know, Taka, and from there,
Yeah, then loaded it on.
now, keep in mind...
Well, yeah. All you'd have to do is then you could push the dolly, no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If
I
you
missed it
accept,
again.
then you
I
must
skipped right
realize
past it.
that who...
Oh.
Sorry, I don't think I realized. As we
Oh
know,
my God.
Taka, and from there,
Yeah, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now,
keep in mind
that the...
Well, yeah. But even without a handle,
Come
all
on.
you'd have to do is bend over.
Yeah!
No, it's wrong.
I'm intelligent.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
Fuck no.
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
Also, I was talking about stats in the book. She's been quiet for a shit ton of time. So she's brown. Okay. I'm gonna ignore that last comment.
Dude, at first I thought he was talking about me, and I was like, what? I'm right here.
But Sakura has a solid alibi for all of this. And there's never been a point where we or someone else has not been right next to her, so there's been no time for her to murder. Moving on. I was talking about the stats. Some of the fucking other stats in this are hilarious. Like Araraka gets fucking frugality, because she's cheap as fuck. Todoroki gets soba love. Fucking Kojiro Bondo, the glue kid from class 1B, gets holding power. Endeavor gets helicopter parent.
It's horrible.
Eraserhead has dry eye. It's fucking hilarious. I love it. By the way, his dry eye is S+.
I bet.
You totally can't bend in the way.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist.
Yeah, the only person who fits in the suit is Hero.
Am I right
Special
about that?
need.
But that's why we're proving that whoever was wearing the suit couldn't have been the murderer.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
You can't
When
see
you
them.
can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Yep, that would be much harder as well.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance the costume was taken off just to move the body because once it's on, you can't take it off by yourself.
I got it! Yep.
There's
I
a
don't
latch
think
on the
taking
back.
off the suit was an option. If you remember,
Yeah, go ahead. Lena?
What?
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Sure, I want to hear you do her accent on this.
Shit, dude. Ba 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 ba. Fuck you, that's what I get.
Okay.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Take me on a trip. I'd like to go someday.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself?
Trip to where, though?
Hero wasn't just making it up?
I have a cousin up in New York.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
I heard they're doing well.
if he could have gotten it off by
I went to
himself,
New York once. And
I
went
don't
to
think
the
he
subway
would have
to
let us
smell
see him
piss,
wearing
and I was happy. It's exactly what I expected.
I hear there are people where if you stop at a light, they'll just run out and clean your windshield with nothing but water and then be like, pay me.
Pay me. Yep.
So you just have to not roll the window down at all.
Yep.
Showing up in the suit
People
was
do that in
basically
Texas.
an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Like, if you actually stood off to the side and, like, waited for someone to call you over and had actual cleaning stuff, then maybe I would be like, cool, here's some money. But, like, come on.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear,
kick it with me.
whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
You want to hear what my grandpa said before he kicked the bucket?
What?
Want to see how far I can kick that bucket?
Shut the fuck up.
American boy.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it.
Oh, I got it.
Did you not? The image
like how I
of
didn't even click.
Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
I
They
would
were
love to go see
quoting
LA,
that
though.
song.
I know, it didn't click until American Boy.
American boy.
Take me to your room so we can play Fortnite!
Minecraft. Oh.
I really want to chug with you.
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
Easy, Hifumi's holding him up.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
No. Flash
He
back
said
to it.
that Hero did it.
Why don't you flash back to it, Celeste? Show us.
Ba 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 ba.
Ba 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 ba.
Ba ba ba.
Ba 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 ba.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Wait. How did Hifumi know it was called Robo Justice? Before we
There we
saw
go.
the blueprints.
Exactly.
How did Celeste know about the blueprints if she never went in Hiro's room?
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Other things I can
Hold on a
bring up.
second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it before we rush to a verdict. Shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Oh god, no. Is it the shitty dudes with the loud fucking music?
What, outside?
Yeah.
I'm not hearing anything.
Okay.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Perhaps.
Yeah, they're out there.
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
Unfortunate events? Lemony Snicket?
I don't get that.
What a pain in the ass!
A series of unfortunate events. That was the author.
Boo.
By the way, there was a fucking weird autobiography book that I read in elementary school that was about Lemony Snicket, but the whole thing was actually just like a fucking puzzle book where it was like
I
a
don't
conspiracy
disagree,
book.
but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Like, not an actual, like, conspiracy, but it was like, Lemony Snicket was actually, like, fucking part of conspiracies and doing secret agent stuff, blah, 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 deciphering codes, writing encoded letters. And it was really fucking interesting. And it was all fake, of course, but it was so interesting to read.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
I think it was called the unofficial, or the unauthorized biography of Lemony Snicket.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning.
We get to review!
4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself.
And myself.
We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
The unauthorized... I'm looking this up real quick. Biography of Lemony... No. Lemony Snicket. Yeah, Lemony Snicket, the unauthorized biography. It was a really weird, good book. 3.7 out of 5, 4.2 out of 5, and 5 out of 5 from Goodreads, Barnes & Noble, and Thrift Books. I liked it.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
Well, yeah, Genocide Jill has genocide in her name because she's a serial killer.
It seems
But
I
that's
was unconscious
unrelated
for
to
about
this case.
an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
August, and I get to watch the new Dragon Ball Super movie.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume.
Yep.
As it turns out, it was Robo Justice.
Oh, fuck. I almost knocked over some bullshit and spilled soda.
It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library.
Okay.
He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
Ba ba ba.
Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone
after
moving around
that?
on the third floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
I was leading everyone around the school so that Hifumi would have an easier time hiding the body. What?
Oh, Papa!
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Papa! Papa, papa, papa! Papa, 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 papa! Papa, papa, papa! Papa, 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 papa!
Wisdom dog.
I know, that's what I thought
and
too!
then
Papa! Papa, papa, papa! Papa, papa!
Ba ba ba.
Papa!
Ba 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 ba. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba.
at that point we decided to divide up into two groups.
It's just easier to get through the flashbacks that way.
Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect.
So I totally didn't spend way too much money today on things for myself and for my cat because my cat's birthday is coming up this Friday.
When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi.
I spoil
Dead.
you. I spoil you. I hope you know that. I spoil you. But I'm not telling you what the gifts are because it's not your birthday yet, so you don't get to know. Even though you've probably seen 2 of them already.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
Oh, and that's how Hifumi hid that he wasn't dead, because the announcement went off right as Taka was discovered.
Yeah, I said that yesterday.
Oh.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
I think my love for rum is leaving me, and my body's finally being like, "Hey, tequila, that's what you're supposed to like. Good job."
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room.
Ba, 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 ba.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time,
Tequila!
because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi.
Selena, you see that? You better not be screaming like a muppet. You're gonna drive people nuts.
Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office.
Oh.
Fuck you. Yeah!
But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
She told us something very surprising. I creamed my pants.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
What do you think Hifumi hid?
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
And that's when...
Ba ba ba.
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing.
But now, when we got there, we discovered that Byakuya had also creamed his pants.
Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies.
Next thing we knew, it was a pandemic of creamed pants.
It's just like, what the fuck is going on?
And after some
Why
time...
is this the plot point, Monokuma?
I don't know. You're all perverts.
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository,
Kind of sounds like
which is
Riley.
where we rediscovered
Yeah.
the corpses.
Wish he'd show up so we could say that to his fucking non-existent face.
Damn!
I think that about covers it.
I see.
I think that about
The
covering.
whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It
Not to you, I
certainly
guess,
seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
But a convoluted plan by an idiot planner. And Celeste's just like, hey! Oh shit.
Hey! Oh.
Oh. Celeste, are you saying you did it?
Oh! So you finally admit it. You finally admit it.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Wow!
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then,
Remember,
let's get
guys,
started,
I know
beginning with
everything
what
that's already
to Taka.
happened. And I know the answer. I need you guys to get to the conclusion so like the audience can catch up.
Come on, guys. I watched Hifumi and Celeste carry out the entire murders. I need you guys to catch up so you can all defend yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
The contradictions in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Shit! I shit my pants again.
No!
Good thing Hifumi's not here to smell it.
Ugh.
Meanwhile, Genocide Jill is only one other seat away and just like... Bleh.
Pretty much.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order?
So, regarding...
How do I check my Monokuma file? Oh, it's just square. The victims were, thought they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's all it says.
Can you look at your like evidence?
Well, the only thing I have to use as a bullet currently is the Monokuma file.
Taka's death. I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Nope, that's gonna lose me some time.
Shoot!
Shoot!
That's my reputation going down.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
Okay.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came
Not what I
last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer, while Taka's death came from a swing of...
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
The sped up voices
So,
are funny.
regarding, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in.
Nope. I have to steal something.
Shoot!
That's it. Oh.
So, regarding,
I wonder if, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
I don't think that was it.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with just while Taka's death came...
See? So it's
Oh,
obvious
this one's
Taka
really
came
actually
after.
very hard. Were they really used in that order?
so,
Regarding, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say?
Because of the numbering of the Justice.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with
Nope, I
Justice
didn't
Hammer,
steal
while
it in
Taka's
time.
death...
See? So it's obvious Taka came.
God damn it!
Man, it's fucking
I wonder
frustrating.
if, or perhaps it was. We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say?
Because of the numbering of the Justice.
It's true that Hifumi
God
was killed
damn
while
it!
Taka's death...
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oh,
it's
thank
true
God.
that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death...
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after.
We already
know what order they were killed in.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, that one was frustrating and also weird.
There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order,
That's good.
but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Let's see the proof. Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. Something that relates to what time he must have died. Hangman's Gambit. Oh, jeez. W, R, T, and T.
Writing? No, not writing.
No, I think you're right. Wristwatch! It's the wristwatch!
Oh yeah, it got broken.
Come on, give me an A. C. And H. Boom!
Now I understand.
Now I understand.
Taka was killed around 6 a.m.
I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
Yep.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
Yep.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size.
Yep.
That way,
That's
when
what
we
Kyoko's
saw how
doing.
they
Yep.
were used
Yep.
in each
I know.
incident, we'd easily make that
What
wrong
do you mean,
assumption.
no?
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window.
Oh, fuck. It could be Sakura.
Because when he
No.
was killed, we hadn't met
I
up
don't
in the
want it to
dining
be
hall
her.
yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
With him, at least we're all safe.
Huh? It's that one again. Yep.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true! We're all in the clear!
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Oh, Hiro.
Don't just go making stuff up!
A himbo
Anyway,
through and
we
through.
all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body.
Fair point.
Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Yep.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
Kyoko?
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles.
Kyoko really is just like, okay, guys, we can do this one step at a time. They're all hanging off her words.
She's got like a chalkboard behind her. Now everyone look at the chalkboard and follow me.
So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
Oh, sorry, I'm dumb. That's you.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
Yeah, easy. Hifumi walked himself.
What? How? If the dead body were to move itself.
Huh?
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is...
What she's implying
we
is that
thought
he wasn't
Hifumi
dead.
was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
Yeah, pretty much.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible? I love how Heroes just freaked the fuck out still. Broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office...
Yes, go on.
There's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
Yeah, shut up.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
It's only made once, but Hifumi and Taka's...
Are
need
you
to steal
saying
that.
when we first found
The
Hifumi,
last
there's a
one.
chance he was actually still alive?
No. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that
Surely you heard the body
Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement...
Are we really so sure about? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
There we go.
Are you saying that when we first... There's a chance he...
No. Hifumi was dead. And you know that surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
No, you don't. I bet.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Bitch.
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Monokuma's just gonna be like,
I'm not lazy, go fuck yourself!
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
for the first time.
No, actually, that was plenty.
So when Hifumi actually died, it wouldn't have gone off again because people had already discovered what they assumed was his dead body.
Huh? He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Oh.
Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
First time played was when we found each body in the nurse's office. The second time was when... just after Hifumi came back to life. Oh, no, wait.
Oh, that was it.
Shoot!
Oh, God, my health. When both bodies were rediscovered.
I got it!
Whoops.
We heard it a second time in the repository.
Night, Jaden.
When we rediscovered the two bodies.
Night.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Oh, good job. Your contribution is fucking helpful.
Oh my god.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
His glasses.
Okay then, let's take
Oh,
another
okay,
look at the
glasses.
events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
To you, maybe.
Vermont's pointless. We're two different people.
Hifumi's glasses.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office.
Yes.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom,
Yep.
his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
Yep.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned...
Nope. Fuck. Shit. God damn it.
Shoot!
I embarrassed myself.
Oh,
Well,
God.
here's one thing we do know. The first time we found him, and then his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw it was in the
But when you compare his body before,
Other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
They fooled me.
It's wrong.
Break.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository.
I still love the idea that the break occurs and then he's just break dancing on top of his little thing while giving his explanation. He's just like, all right, just like swinging his legs around. There was one key difference. Whoa!
His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
That's right, his cum rag.
I got it!
I got it!
It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
Yep, because Hifumi loves that anime.
And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles. From Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
Wow, she remembered
I
that.
highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
Hifumi and Genocide Jill.
Byakuya.
And Byakuya, you're right.
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Yeah, that checks out for both of them.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is,
yes.
the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then,
His copious
if he was
corpse.
just pretending to be dead,
Tongue twister, copious corpse, copious corpse, copious corpse, copious corpse. Try to say that 20 times fast.
what was with all that blood?
Copious corpse, copious corpse,
Was it
copious corpse.
paint or something?
Ah,
For some reason, when I was little, I never realized that, like, blank times fast does not mean say it that many times faster.
Aww.
It means say
That's
it that
cute.
many times quickly.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
Yep.
It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Yep. Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
Yep.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Yep.
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
But that lock can only be locked from
And
the
the
inside.
repository door can only be locked from the inside.
Yep.
Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
Yep.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository.
Yep.
So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I
I just can't believe it.
You cried over him. That's gotta fucking hurt.
Ooh, yeah.
And I mean that sympathetically. Like,
If you're
not
having
like
trouble,
oh, you
would you
dumb
like me to
bitch.
show you one
That's the
more
way.
Yeah.
piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The note.
I got it! You're talking about the
got
note
it!
Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Don't say it like that.
Oh gosh.
Sakura.
Sakura, were you into Hifumi or something?
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
His immense body made for great weightlifting material.
I found a hole. Maybe we can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro.
Yep.
And that person could only have been...
Me!
I got it! That's right!
Fucking incriminate yourself.
It was me!
Get me out of here!
Kill me already!
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
Objection!
What?
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
No, TikTok
fucking
is an
princess.
app, and Huffy is a way to describe a woman that you don't like. Let's all be clear here.
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
I meant hussy. I meant hussy. Ah.
Huffy is like a brand. I forget what the...
No, it's also a word for, like, women. Like a hussy, it's similar to a whore from what I know about it. It's an older form of whore, I think. Make your argument. Broken whisk... Fuck.
Huffy had the note, right?
How do I change bullets again? Got it, L1.
Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has
Yes, it
nothing
does.
to do with TikTok!
Boom, got it.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Shut up, bitch!
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch.
Yep.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
Yep.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone
Oh,
used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me.
Oh, you poor himbo.
The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Shut up.
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
And here we go.
I got it!
I got it!
When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Yep.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup. They're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap.
Yep.
Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
I love that my voice for him is just kind of spot on.
In fact...
Oh, yeah.
He was behind the whole thing! In fact, he's still alive!
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
Yep.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
Yep.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Nobody gets an alibi here.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
What the fuck?
Damn.
You just dislike her because you think her fat tits are shitty.
Mm-hmm.
It's the truth.
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file,
Go on.
the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
That's a really good point. Oh my god, that's actually a really good point I didn't even consider.
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Jesus Christ, Byakuya.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue. So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Figure that out. What if... Hear me out real quick. What if the hammers weren't used in the murders at all?
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear.
That's actually pretty good.
The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
No.
No, that's wrong.
No, it couldn't have been the Justice Hammers. They were all spotless.
The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Oh, I'm fucking dumb. I forgot about that hammer.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones.
Yep.
I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
Yep.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Yep.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be a reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first. But the missing waifu.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Whoops. No chance two people work together on this?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is only the one who actually carried out the act can assuming the rule holds true. It is simply impossible.
That is.
But that only really applies if there's one murder. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Boom, got it.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive, assuming the rule holds true.
It's not impossible.
No, that's wrong.
Because there were two goddamn murders.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
Okay.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
Yep.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime, and based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka.
Yep.
They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
Okay.
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies.
Yep.
By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
Maybe because they're a gambler and money's involved.
You think so? I can't help but
They very
admire
much
its
like
cunning.
risk and reward.
Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. She's almost too amazing.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
Murdered him. The way the case is unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. I went the wrong way again. Boom!
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yep.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
No, you specifically chose to kill him because he's easy to manipulate for you.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior
it
that
is.
was common only to the two of you.
Yep.
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
The screaming.
Shoot!
No. You didn't embarrass yourself. You didn't say it.
I got it!
Oh, they're the only ones
The
who saw the
behavior they had in
of
common
course.
has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
Yep.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Fuck off.
Damn!
As he said,
The
only
fuck?
Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said? We headed to the second floor specifically
said,
because of
"Ba, ba,
what
ba,
she
ba, ba,
claimed
ba,
to
ba, ba."
have seen.
She quoted the name of the famous anime. Bo 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 bo.
Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yep.
Bah!
Bah?
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
Bingo!
In fact,
My
Celeste
girlfriend
was
did it.
precisely the one who proposed that we
Right.
split up.
Ba 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 ba.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Bark, 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 bark.
Well,
Bark,
if
bark.
Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Yep. Quite suspicious, if I do say so myself. But I'm
And
kinda
on top
stupid,
of
so
that, that
I doubt
piercing cry of yours
he
early on.
Okay, with that, I'm going to take a potty break. Because I'm about to pee myself.
Okay.
So, Lena, I'm going to go ahead and deafen real quick, and then I'll mute my mic. Alright, we'll see you guys in just a little bit. I'm going to go not pee myself. Okay. So, we're back. Let's go ahead and get back over to the game. Here we go.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
Sorry, I grabbed popcorn and we discussed some more stuff about the t-shirts.
It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
Oh. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Indeed.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Oh, we didn't know that yet.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the 4 of us headed to the nurse's office.
She never saw Taka's body before then.
Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
But what is he alluding to?
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Let me read the Monokuma file real quick.
And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Okay, I see what I have to do.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be... We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Yep.
And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious what was so strange about Celeste's comment.
No, fuck.
Shoot!
His face. Look, actually betrayed.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
I'm not sure what I need to do here then.
And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious,
that?
isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Let's try stealing So Strange and then just go and...
All I said, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be.
We are all going to die here. We are going to die.
Just like those.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
I keep forgetting she's like French-German.
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw.
So where are you from, Celeste?
Oh, you know, Je France.
Different.
Je Francie.
Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
I mean, it was made
It
of
has to be some kind of
cardboard, so
setup,
he just
right?
probably held it up.
So let's put the suit on. And
Have you so quickly forgotten? Plus, I happen to know that this in other words, it is an unassuming if everything I told you was a lie. How?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
Like Hifumi carrying the knocked out body.
No, there is no other explanation.
I got it!
Here we go.
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
Yup.
The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
that's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
What?
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow...
Here we go.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious. There's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Found it.
No, that's wrong.
The costume
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
allow
'cause
them
they
to
can't bend
slump
to the
over.
west. Wow.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
It didn't bend at the hip.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Oh my god. Celeste just slowly becomes more nightmarish the more we see of her.
Woo! Just turns into another horror character. Monster.
Suddenly has fucking Cthulhu tentacles.
Oh yeah.
Here you go. Sorry,
Celeste
I'm
and
spoiling my
Hifumi
cat
took
with
the
a little
suit
bit of
they'd
popcorn.
specially designed and stuffed Hero into it.
Very, very tiny piece. I tried to make sure I found one that didn't have any of my popcorn salt and didn't have much butter.
You don't need to prove anything to anyone.
Oh yeah, I know, but I know there will be people who are like, oh, you're abusing your cat by doing that. It's like, nah, fuck off. I'm just spoiling my cat a very tiny bit. There you go, honey.
That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Uh-oh.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Oh, her accent is gone.
Yes!
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying? When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Oh, she's overcorrecting the accent now.
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Oh my god. That's funny.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he
He'd
refer to
never
each of
refer to
us?
him.
Shoot!
Ah, damn it.
Think back to how did he refer to each of us?
I got it!
Here we go.
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
Is that how you say that?
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Shut up, stalker.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
It's so fun to hear her go into the accent and then leave it.
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I?
Yeah.
What?
A little bit.
I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine! Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
I have to do something to make her accept it. Rhythm gunfight! Oh, never mind.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name...
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is... Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
Oh, wow.
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me...
Okay.
No, that's
Show
wrong.
us your e-handbook.
To actually.
Actually adjusts his
That's
non-existent
it.
glasses.
The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please.
No.
Just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Oh, here we go. Comic time.
Holy shit, the neck on that thing.
Hint. Was it seduction? Ew. Let's move on for now. Uh, 1 a.m. And he was knocked out.
Camera.
Right, the
Camera.
camera goes there, you're right. And then Taka showed up at 6 a.m. You have to know how to read a clock for this one. I fucked up and didn't read the clock right. I know how to read clocks, I swear.
Hey,
oh,
Slayer!
damn, Hifumi. Look at his eyes. What number was it? It was number 4. Fake the evidence. To fake the existence of shadowy criminal. Justice Hammer 2. I think. No. Use something to fake the existence of shadowy criminal. Yeah, it was Justice Hammer 2. And then was Justice Hammer 3 in the nurse's office. Okay, yep, it was this one. This one goes here. And then there's one more that I need to place down. No, I think that's all of them, so... No, it's not. I'm not done yet. You. How did they recruit the accomplice? Could it have been the backpack?
What would be in it?
Potato chips. Probably not. What could it have been? They stole something from the backpack, I bet.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder.
Oh, god damn it. That's not what the hint said at all. That was a misleading hint.
Seduction?
Yeah, the hint was like, how did they recruit the killer? How did they recruit their accomplice? Not, who was the accomplice?
Here's exactly what happened.
That's true. That's true.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
Hifumi.
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
1 a.m.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Yep.
That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him...
They knocked him out and then put him in the suit, yep.
They drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo Justice suit.
Yep. Took the picture.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo Justice was attacking him. While the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro.
I love the artwork in this.
When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan.
He's still in Ultra Instinct mode.
They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room.
Yep.
The reason hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1. They wanted to make sure we bought this. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2. With these 2 incidents, the killer that the suspect was increasing the size of we fell right into their trap. While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office.
Yep.
This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found.
I love how Hina's hair is drawn.
Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time.
Yep.
So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office, and once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared.
His faces.
I love it.
But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository.
I did a good job.
That should cover everything that happened in this case.
Oh.
Oh my god.
It kind of looks like Joey in that right there.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Joey? Oh, yeah.
Yuvia.
I'm trying to think of who Celeste reminds me of here.
Yeah.
Nope, nothing coming to mind.
Nope.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words?
I mean, your mother did when you were born.
They hang heavy around my neck.
Like the snooze.
You'll never take me alive.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
Oh my god.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's a massive voice change.
Woo! That's just the voice actor's normal voice. I think.
It
That'd be
works.
funny.
A, 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 A. Hell yeah.
How many coins? Yes!
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Here we go. The first execution I've never seen.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay.
All right, Double D. I know that's not the same voice actor, but it sounds just like him.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened?
I love that they have this all 3D rendered except for the characters.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Yeah, get on with it.
Woo! You did it!
Oh god, here we go.
What? It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Ta-da! Celestial Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taeko Yasuhiro!
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake, after all. Ifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Ifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? Agreed. Can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder.
Sorry, just...
Agreed.
I've been stalking Makoto and instilling Stockholm syndrome in him, and I still can't convince him to kill anyone with me.
How the fuck did you do it so fast?
I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying.
Sorry, just look. And I said no. You know, like a
liar. My specialty. Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
And did you use,
My pussy?
Fuck no.
No.
I knew you'd figure it out. Whoa. What? Sorry.
What was that?
Because I read that. I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're right. I did. Just give him some chips. That's what you're thinking, right?
I did feed him chips. I went through that Monokuma vending machine 20 goddamn times to get as many bags of chips as I could, and I gave them all to him. Do you know how long that took me?
You know how many coins I had to waste?
There were so many things I wanted from that goddamn thing.
You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice.
Indeed.
I used her.
Oh, the missing one.
Oh.
Chihiro.
For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but... It was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into.
Does she mean alter ego? Oh, god damn it, Makoto. Shut the fuck...
Makoto, you goddamn dumbass!
What's alter ego?
Just whole game ends right there.
You're all getting executed.
Click.
Say what?
What?
Oh!
What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. I'm in the middle of a very important conversation here.
She just elbows
Fuck
Makoto.
Don't
Right.
say anything.
Keep your fucking mouth shut.
But
zip it.
Sip it.
I'm
I need to be able to
totally
hear
out.
my own voice in order to do her accent. Aww, Monokuma!
I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Boo-hoo-hoo.
Boo-hoo-hoo. You're all
Then you're the
so
one who
mean
said
to me.
I do a really
To
good
the little kid
Monokuma.
bit. Yeah, dude, it's funny hearing it from across the apartment too. It's hilarious. Okay. Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
Stole it. That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with.
When you say it, you mean gets elbowed again. Shut the fuck up.
Makata! You fucking read the room.
Makata, you fucking dumbass. I love you, but shut up. And Hina's just like, that's my boyfriend.
It's like, I'll make you shut up too.
Don't tell him you love him. I love him.
I love for both of you to shut the fuck up.
People love me? Shut up!
Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how to disappear, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
What are you doing here?
Oh,
Actually,
this room is kind of cute.
Oh, this is gonna be her accent.
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It's about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
What?
are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
What?
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see it?
Oh, sorry. As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken, you know what, to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the pictures as soon as I'd shown it to the Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct.
Whoa, wrong accent.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal.
Okay, you know what? Just forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say.
Aw, fuck you, Celeste.
Don't play with my emotions.
Abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone.
He's too straight-laced, even in his Ultra Instinct form. He doesn't even curse.
Right.
He won't even say fuck.
Right?
So I had no choice.
But Hifumi will believe it because Hifumi was in a rivalry with him at the time.
Damnation!
Damn.
That's a crime. An absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but...
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far.
Hifumi was a good guy.
Oh yeah. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how important that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable!
Oh my god!
I'm going to kill him! I'm going to fucking kill him!
Yay!
most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean...
Taka is going to try to kill you.
What?
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
That bastard.
Completely unforgivable!
Bastard, 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 bastard!
Honestly,
Can we allow him? Can we? Well, can we allow him? Can we allow him continue with these? Okay. Can we
Barbaric.
allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were having trouble reading that one.
No, there was allow him continue.
Oh, there's no two.
Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear I will save her!
I just want to let that be the line.
actually,
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan.
Huh?
I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. Okay, I do that. And with that, it is complete.
Huh? What are you talking about?
The blood ritual. Oh, nothing.
The blood ritual.
Fumi agreed without a second thought. The effect the item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad, it would seem.
You disgust me.
I see.
Yep.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But...
So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect?
Because you're stupid.
Huh?
That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation.
Life must have been tough on your parents, though.
Yeah, do you know how many times I got arrested for just fucking smoking copious amounts of weed? The police thought my dad was a dealer for a good while there. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were oh god, how soft for his voice.
But when you were explaining your plan to Fumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead?
What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you would actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on.
And he really believed that?
Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else.
You start off so strong and then you get so quiet. I gotta turn you up again. That works.
At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it.
It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical.
I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end...
So you planned to kill him all along? All along!
Oh, that's a statement.
But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Heartless bastard in the room right now.
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Kaiba. It fits. Kaiba threatened to kill himself in order to win a duel. Literally stood on the edge of a castle wall and looked Yugi dead in the eye and went, "Do it. Beat my monster. You'll knock me off the edge."
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder
Don't
about
be
that.
mean. No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really? Just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new lives here began, my only thought was an escape.
But
all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Woo! Obviously, that was a lie.
Hey!
Couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture.
Her nose got sucked into her face.
No more nose. She just turned into fucking Voldemort. The fuck?
No more nose. No more
No
nose.
more nose.
No more.
No more nose.
I'm gonna steal this sprite and just edit her face into Voldemort.
Oh! Do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me...
And it was all for that dream.
What, is your mother sick? And what was this dream of yours?
Isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle.
Castle?
Oh! Wow. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butler/bodyguard. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Okay, what is she, like, 16? Oh. Once I attained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
You kiss my shoe. You kiss a little higher. You kiss a little higher. You kiss a little higher. It's like, you're like 15. No.
Mm-hmm.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality.
You've gotten really quiet for some reason.
I don't know!
You know what? Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe my thing was just slowly turning down.
Your thing?
The thing attached to my headphones.
Okay.
You're
fine. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued I pursued my dream to the very end. So why would I?
I pursued.
Just
I
the
pursued my
worst.
dream. You sound so passionate, but were you really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you, are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor.
You know what I think I like best about this new shirt I got?
What?
The design on it isn't that shitty plasticky stuff.
That's true.
It's actually just fabric sewn in.
I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. And that's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
what is this?
That we fuck, no, forget it.
That's sweet.
That's what we should be saying. Plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious.
And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
I would want to be a cuttlefish. The rave fish. Something I was actually told by someone while on a date with them.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isn't it wonderful?
Great. Oh, what?
Rave. R-A-V-E. Yeah.
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette. Yeah, that's
Hey!
You just get executed again.
Yes.
Celeste smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak that weak, fake smile, smake file, really brain, is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Are you all done? Okay, let's get rolling. The Black Hand disturbed the peace. You must pay the price.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important.
It is, you dumb fucking bitch.
Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Here it goes.
I'm excited.
Ooh. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh my god. Oh my god. But before she dies, a classy upskirt. Oh, she's gonna break. Oh my god! What the fuck? Oh my god. I feel like that was less intense but more fucked up. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her. But I also can't deny that at one point, I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and...
Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are all still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Geez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided.
Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already! So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
Ooh. Sorry. I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh, how exciting.
Oh man. Oh jeez. Oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well?
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school. You guys can go on enjoying your school life.
I had a burp. I'm sorry.
If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course, except for you, Makoto.
I was gonna say that! I didn't realize you would... Yes!
See you in the morning!
See ya later!
Oh no, he's still gonna wake me up! Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although, it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely. It's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
I was gonna joke around and be like, it's the key to my chastity belt. You wanna give it a go, Makoto? What does that mean? What's a chastity belt? Nina's just like, stop flirting with my boyfriend. Well, if you want to flirt with death.
Ooh. What? Then that means...
Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we'd better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. Let's go.
We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey.
I'm going to go on alone from here.
"They'll all miss you, Makoto."
See you later, Makoto.
Fuck you,
Everyone
Hina.
else. Fuck. Everyone else. Wow. Fuck you, Nina. That's you. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
So...
So that's there, pretty boy. Do you even have to ask?
As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know.
Am I really that daft?
Then I'll go too.
What?
Yes!
You?
Please, let me go.
I'll never let you go.
Don't grab my pants like that. That's really uncomfortable.
Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Huh. Do whatever you want.
Thank you, Byakuya.
Well,
Dang. It's up to you now.
Thanks.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay?
Huh? So, Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? With my boyfriend? You know?
Don't fuck my boyfriend! Hina, it's okay. I'll be okay. That's
Hands
not
above the
reassuring
belt,
at all!
Kyoko. Hands above the belt, bitch.
I'll be okay. And she's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's not how you... No!
Right. Does that mean what I think it means? Oh, you're cheating on me? Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone.
Does that mean she broke up with me? Oh.
Yes, her and Sakura are a thing now.
Yeah, I guess so. Makoto is now single.
Monokuma announces it.
Bing bong, bing bong.
Hello! It looks like Makoto is now single! But congratulations to Hina and Sakura! I look forward to the wedding!
Yeah.
I call ring bearer!
Shall we
Yes! Well, shall we? Shall we?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I lost my girlfriend over this.
go? So then...
Let's need to get into that locker.
Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's safe. That's the wrong accent. That's her actual voice. It's safe. Thank goodness.
I'd never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. But it was also hard to tell because with that ridiculous accent, she barely changes her voice.
What?
I don't know.
Expected you at that.
I was joking around because with the accent, it's hard for you to do like specific emotions.
Oh yeah. I you know, can't really emote.
I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time.
So,
Oh, and I think I might be open. Open to what? A threesome.
I'm sorry. I was like, what the fuck, brain? You missed words.
I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow.
How about now?
I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer.
What about now?
So,
And now? And now?
no. No.
Nah.
Now?
Kyoko, I think you need to be a little more patient. And now? What about now? Kyoko, let's go to bed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second, since we have this opportunity? I want you to be honest with me. Have you been trying to fuck me?
Wow. Took you a second.
Dang, Makoto, that took you a while. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
You.
Fucking survive, dumbass. Just a second, because I can't keep it up. Is that why you want to come here with me?
However,
regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. Right now.
I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried?
Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. And without warning, without explanation, when you do that...
Indeed.
It's only natural that we think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. You okay?
No! I believe in you.
What?
Believe in me?
As much as you stalk me, it has to be obvious. People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too.
Sorry, friend?
You want to fuck me after all, right? We're friends.
Friend?
Friends totally want to fuck each other.
Friend? Okay.
Fuck means hold hands, right?
Oh, my dodo. I can't keep an Australian accent. I can do British, though. Like a cocky accent.
I think that's what it originally was.
I don't know, dude.
Because we're friends.
Ah! Fucking kill you.
Just date me. Just date me.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
That's it. Not a fucking kidding. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. And believe that you can finally fucking date me. Fuck me.
Relationship ended with Hina.
Damn.
Choco is now my girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Fine. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. My fucking room, dumbass.
I am the spy, but I'm double-crossing him.
You see,
what I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I'd told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come, and when it did, I went into action.
I masturbated furiously to the thought of her.
Correct.
Oh fuck, I didn't realize I'd be talking. I was chewing on something. The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet, they're way in the back.
It's the perfect place for us to fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I've been scouting it out for days.
Perfect. No one could bother us.
I didn't know you wanted such privacy for us to hold hands.
I'm going to fuck you up a minute.
Yes, Makoto. Hold hands.
I'm gonna hold hands so hard for you.
I swear, it'll be the best hand-holding you've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be my first time holding hands.
My heart can only take so much.
You got me with that doki doki bullshit.
Oh, dokie dokie. Please. Oh.
best Australian accent, or like Cockney accent, I need to hear I'm gonna pre.
Shit.
As loud as you can without, like, disturbing neighbors or anything like that. Just to make sure the mic picks it up.
I'm gonna pray! Gordon Ramsay.
She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Clack, clack, clack. Oh, shoot, wait, let me get there faster.
Wow.
I haven't gotten to strafe today. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. What's this hole doing here in the wall?
Whoa!
Sorry. I'm sorry. Secret Kyoko told me
Holy
about.
shit.
Could it really be in here? Because that could mean multiple things. Like her digging a hole out, but it just
you look
sounds
down,
like...
you can see her shoes in the other stall.
She said it was way in the back of the storage closet, but I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet, and suddenly, as if I were being yanked in. Oh my god!
Get shot!
At the same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Doki doki. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back wall was like a revolving door, and oh fuck. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet. And way in the back of that closet is a secret room.
Wow. 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 So this is the secret room. But what's in here? It's just copious amounts of porn. Volume after volume of yearbooks. Caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy student registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand, but before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? And then we were murdered. A strange sound rang out through my head. Yeah, that's the sound of your brain concussing itself on the front of your skull. It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth.
Exactly.
Oh, Makoto. And then, darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Oh, fuck. Ew. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. It's gone. It's all gone. Empty. Gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. No, you shouldn't sleep with a concussion. Come on. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. And the farther I walked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint but undeniable. That sound, it's coming from the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? Can't be nothing. Here, in the gym? Let's go on in. Hello?
Hello?
I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside me only intensified that much more. Kachu! Byaku! Higagya! Hiya! Paching! Bakya! Da-da-dun! Sha-sha-sha-sha-sha! Oh my god, Sakura!
Oh.
Is Sakura the spy?
I don't know, but this is awesome.
Before me there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision.
I just realized something. Did we actually just get a fucking panty shot of Sakura?
I'm going to resist you.
Okay.
They really couldn't help themselves.
But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be the mastermind spy is a next generation legend? Stand tall, galactic hero! Fuck. And then there were 7.
Woo! Awesome!
This doesn't make me happy. Oh, and I got a trophy. 3's a crowd. Okay, so we're gonna call it there for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed. And yeah, it's been a fun time. And dang. That was a long court case and a lot of interesting stuff revealed afterwards. Like that Sakura is the spy. What have you just done, Pippi? Step off the fucking computer when I move it away from your foot. I love you, but you're stupid. She doesn't care. She's just loving that she's cuddling me now. Kissy, kissy. Kissy, kissy. The materials you will need for this. Ah, I fucking love him. Kissy, kissy. Oh, do I really have to? It's in my will. Now kissy, kissy.
You love that.
It was so good. But yeah, we've had a lot revealed, and I can't wait to see more. But next week we're gonna take a break. We're gonna play. Well, next week
we won't be streaming next week.
No, next Friday I'll go ahead and stream. It'll be earlier in the day. It'll probably just be a Yu-Gi-Oh stream. Lena's gonna be gone for a trip, and then on Saturday I'm going to be leaving for a trip. So, other than Friday, there won't be any streaming next week. And it's just gonna be me. I'll probably see about streaming Yu-Gi-Oh, do a tutorial type of stream, maybe stream for 2 hours and talk about how to do different extra deck summoning for those who want to learn. And I'll just do decks that are heavy on those different types of extra deck summoning. But yeah. Hope you're looking forward to that. I will be live tomorrow at some point. I'm not sure when. I'll be busy with a few things, so I'll just post it out there for everyone to see. And whenever I go live, we'll do a little bit more of me just playing against random people. Maybe some tutorials, maybe not. And, yeah. That's going to be it for this stream. Make sure to check out the Discord, my Twitter, and my YouTube channel. They're all linked in the description of my Twitch channel. They're all pretty easy to access, and the link for the Discord shouldn't expire because I set it to never expire. But if it has, feel free to message me on... Feel free to @ me on Twitter, or leave a comment on my YouTube channel, because, you know, I make mistakes. And now, time for me to be up for who knows how much longer, working on different thumbnails that I can use. Like, the one with Hifumi and Taka dead, and the one with fucking Voldemort,
Voldemort!
Voldemort, Celeste. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
See ya!
Bye!